President Yoon Suk-yeol announced more appointments. For the first time, the top financial regulatory body will be led by a former prosecutor. Also unveiled the country's new ambassadors to Japan, China, Russia, and the UN. Yoon Jung-min gets us better acquainted with the officials.
For the first time in its 23 years of history, South Korea's financial regulator that examines and supervises financial institutions will be headed by a former prosecutor. Former prosecutor of the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office, Bok-hyun, inaugurated as the governor of the nation's Financial Supervisory Service Tuesday. The prosecutor-turned-governor had previously been in charge of major economic and financial investigations, including Samsung Biologics' alleged accounting fraud. In 2016, he was involved in probes into a political scandal by former President Bok-hyun and her confidant Choi Soon-sil, and recently stepped down to protest the main opposition Democratic Party's push to strip the prosecution of its investigative powers. Still, controversy remains as the president seems unlikely to avoid critics who say his pick for officials leans too much on those with prosecutorial background. On a separate note, President Yoon completed a new lineup of the top envoys to all major powers after naming his ambassadors to China, Japan, Russia, and the United Nations Tuesday, having already selected his chief of mission to the U.S. last month. For the top mission post in Japan, Yoon tapped Yoon Jung-min, a foreign policy expert who previously headed the Korean National Diplomatic Academy, while naming Chung Jae-ho, a China expert, as ambassador to Beijing. The South Korean leader nominated former presidential secretary for diplomacy under the Lee Myung-bak administration, Chang Ho-jin, as his top diplomat to Russia, and former ambassador to the UK under the Park-geun administration, Hwang Jun-guk, as his permanent mission to the United Nations. Together with Yoon's earlier appointment of Cho Tae-yong as South Korea's ambassador to the U.S., all names for envoys to South Korea's 4 key countries have now been disclosed. On Tuesday, Yoon also appointed the current chief of the Credit Finance Association, Kim Joo-hyun, as the new chairman of the Financial Services Commission. As for the Prime Minister's Secretariat, current Export-Import Bank President Bang Moon-gyu was named as the chief of the Office for Government Policy Coordination. The top office has put particular emphasis on work experience and expertise in the appointments of Yoon's ambassadors to 4 major posts, as the Yoon administration places exceptional importance on economic security and foreign policy. Yoon Jung-min, Arirang News.